Alright, this is our life right now. So Koya, red truck, 2 jumper cables, letting that charge do its thing. We got a can of brake clean. And we'll just spray the brake clean. We got the fuel pressure to 35, but see, what gives me hope is that it ran and accelerated a little bit when it was going down the hill. But once it hit the bottom of the hill, it stalled out, and I think that starter's fried. So we'll try the ether first, and if that fails, then we'll go to phase 2. So we got the lines off. He's gonna prime the pump, and then we'll fire it. All right, go crank it, because I'm pretty sure the P-pump needs to, yeah, it needs to, the pump needs to be spinning. So go spin it, and I'll tell you when to stop. Yeah, that's bad. I think the P-pump's shot. That would make sense. Yes, the fuel shut off. No, it's spinning it. Here, go over there and watch it, and I'll show you. All right, so that concludes it. Yeah, we're gonna pretty much say that the P-pump's shot. It's putting out a little bit, but not enough to atomize the fuel or get the injectors to fire. And they're at the point, the engine has 335,000 miles on it. The pump has 335,000 miles on it. Everything's original. Original injectors, original pump. So it's just time. You know, I bought this engine out of, me and my brother went and bought it. It was 1,500 bucks. So let's just go and buy a brand new one. Screw it. If I can probably pull this one apart for you guys for a video to see what's going on the inside, but I do think we're gonna end up finding a replacement for this thing. Let me know what you guys think of CPP Diesel. They have one for 5,200 shipped, reman, but I wanna see if any of you guys have used them, because for $5,200, I did hear or someone tell me that they might take a while or they don't respond and shit. So just let me know if you guys have any experience with them. It's time for a new motor. We have a nice freshened trans. We have a nice fresh rear end. Let's go for a motor. It's time, I think. It's earned its motor. 250,000 gross on a $1,500 engine.
And I paid for half of.
Yeah. So I paid 750 bucks for the engine. He paid 750. This was back in December of 2019.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Yeah. So I'm into this engine 750 bucks when I bought it, minus all the parts and stuff, but the injectors are original, the pump's original. It's all original, besides all the gaskets. So we'll see. I'm gonna get this thing cleaned up, get everything organized and whatnot, so that way it's a truck again. Get all the bullshit out of the back here, get it all organized, and then get it towed to the shop, start pulling a motor. The end of an era. 2 years. Actually, no, longer than that. December of 2019. 2020, 2021, and then we're halfway through 2022 now, a little over that. So I've gotten 2.5 years out of this. That's pretty good. So we know that everything is problem-free from the transmission back now. Now we redo the front suspension and the engine, and hopefully we have a truck that I don't have to put money into anymore, because it is what it is. I don't know. We'll see. How obnoxious. I'll start doing some research tonight on finding engines. There is, like I said, I'll pull it apart for you guys just to show you what it's like on the inside, but there is no point in me trying to rebuild this engine when I need a P-pump as well. So I'll go get something else, but I will show you what's going on inside this motor. Maybe we rebuild it. But all right, so we decided to get ballsy today. So I'm gonna take his truck. He's gonna tow it. He said he'd do it for 20 bucks. So I'm like, all right, whatever. He just wants to tow something with the truck. That's good. So we're gonna take that, roll it down the hill on that, and then we have Anthony's truck. So, and then I'm gonna move Anthony's truck into a spot up there. So, before anybody complains, yes, I have permission to keep his truck running so that it doesn't kill the batteries. So they're brand new batteries. So we're gonna roll that on there. I'm not sure what the trailer's rated for, but the truck weighs about 9. So hopefully not too heavy. I'm gonna say 87, 8,800 is what this will weigh. So we're just gonna put the tow strap from that to that to get it down the hill and aim it. And then if I can't get it up the rest of the way, then we'll use that to pull it the rest of the way. But There you go. By the way, guys, the guy who bought this is actually a buddy of mine. So, for anybody wondering, this isn't just a random customer. This isn't like, you know, Joe Schmo or whatnot. Like, so just keep that in mind too. We'll see how far we can get it. By the way, that 12 valve swap that I did runs so good. Like, it fires right up first try every time, even on waste oil. So I'm gonna get this thing plugged. I told him to hit the brakes, and let's get this on here. Oh, I got it. Yeah, she's squatting a little bit, but it's a 2-wheel drive truck. They're all gonna do that. Truck is up on. The hardest part really was just getting it over this hump here. Put a ratchet strap, use it as a winch, put a crowbar in it, and just use the crowbar as your leverage. So you can see he's about level. We'll get a good picture for the thumbnail. Engine is coming out. If I don't start working on it today, I'll pull the engine tomorrow. And then we're gonna tow it back here and just let it sit, and then I'm gonna start looking for a new engine or rebuild the old one. Probably not gonna rebuild the old one, but I don't know. Been all over the place. We'll see what route we go. Damn, son, bumper's crooked now after you've been dragging on it. And look, my bumper's crooked now because you've been dragging on it. All right, well, I'm gonna grab a thumbnail quick, and because I will forget. Josh, close your door so I can get a good thumbnail. She's all strapped down. There she goes. Hopefully falls off and flips over 27 times and catches fire, but whatever. So I'm gonna follow him on the bike. He's gonna go get fuel. We'll make sure that he is okay. So like I said, I'm gonna follow him because it's over the rating of that trailer. So I moved Anthony's truck out from here and put it over in the other spot. So we'll be working on that this or next week. So you'll see some videos coming out about it. I ordered this stupid fender delete. I have a new pipe coming. It's actually pretty cool. I just need to make sure it fits first. It was like 250 bucks for the slip-on, and a new taillight back here to get rid of these turn signals, so it'll be there, and then the plate kind of sits like back here. So this is the new daily. Not really a toy. It's only a 300, so you can't really consider it a toy. It's just kind of just get me around, get 70 mpg. So screw the truck. And anytime I need to go do lockouts, I can just take this. Well,
What do you want?
made it. Skid loader, truck. Josh backing his shit up. All right, here's where we are at. Started pulling stuff off this morning. Gonna get the head off first. And I'll go from there. Pull this guy off next. The old thermostat housing. I think that's where the coolant leak was coming from. You know, here's where we're at. Like I said, we're gonna pull the head first. I just need to get the exhaust manifold off. And this line here, and then that line there, and then this whole thing's ready to come off after I take the head studs off. So let's get to it. All right, here's where we're at. All the head studs are out, minus this one. So I gotta soak this one so I can get it out. The rest are out. Everything is loose here. I'm gonna grab the push rods, take this guy off and this guy off, and then we will lift the head up and out, minus, gonna get this 15 mil here, and then this 13 mil here. And yeah, so pull that stuff away. Easy peasy. That stud wasn't budging, so what I did was I put a stud down on the bottom, and then I tightened this stud onto this, and now I can just sit here, and yes, the stud is coming out. Look at that. Another stud here any minute. All right. Oh yeah. I don't see it catching on anything. That's a good sign. Oh, let's see. Well, the first, I don't see any melted pistons yet out of 1 through 4, so it's a good sign. How about we regasket it and send it? The head gasket looks fine too, just a little rusty. Alright, got a little flashlight. I don't see anything out of the ordinary other than a lot of sludge, which is to be expected. There's an injector tip right there. Yeah, they're pretty sludged up. That's fair though. I mean, I've been running oil for a long time. Some of the gasket came with it. So, check and see if we have any engine damage. This flashlight kinda sucks. So for those who say these things can only handle 1200 EGTs, I pushed mine to 1700. That's not good. There's a lot of coolant in there, but that might be because I didn't drain it before I took it off. So let's pull this. So our parts list is getting up there, and I do want to make mention, I am fairly impressed with how the inside of that motor is looking. Like the head gasket, after going through, the worst thing on this gasket is like spots like this, but there was no actual blowouts. Like, cause that's normal there, that's all normal. And then the gasket, I believe, there we go, it sits like that. Let's see, because you can see the big dowel and then the big dowel. So there is no blowouts on the top. Everything is good. And then same thing with the bottom side, you guys can see. Yeah, all is pretty damn well. So, and none of the pistons are melted. So for the guys wondering, I don't have an EGT gauge. When I'm towing, I'll put foot to the floor up mountains at times. But there are times when I know, okay, I should probably pull out. I've been into it a little long. And that kind of makes sense to me. Here's the AC compressor. The only thing, we are going to check the rings and everything. The motor will be pulled tomorrow, so you'll see that hopefully in this video. But other than a little bit of crud from running oil, everything seems perfect. Mind you, this head gasket also with those exotic head studs, I'm running 18 degrees of timing with a VGT turbo, or I was running a VGT turbo at 35 pounds of boost, 1600 RPMs, and it holds fairly well. So I went and let's turn the light on here. You guys will see 2, 3, 4. 5 and 6. So they all look good. So I'm gonna get all the side stuff off, get the oil cooler off, get the P pump off, all that stuff. I might, well, yeah, I do gotta pull that. So yeah, because we're gonna do a tappet cover as well. So there's also no damage on any of these cylinder walls. We'll check it when we get it out, but I don't see any damage on the cylinder walls either. Alright, here's where we left off. I got everything off the side. The oil cooler is out. A lot of this stuff's labeled. Heater core lines are over there. We're gonna get in the P pump. Let's see how brutal this is. Let's see. There we go. Just trying to be gentle about it, but might hit it with the impact, who knows. There she went. There she went. We have the P pump gear off. Sweet. That was easy. So I'm gonna pull the pump. I think the pump is the ultimate thing that's causing it, but we'll check the rings and all that. But yeah, so let's get everything else. The front main was not leaking apparently. I don't know where all that buildup's coming from down there, but might pull the front case off, regasket all of that, pull the cam out. I didn't want to ever have to do that, but I think it'll make sense that we do that. Alright, here she is. You guys can see my, oh, it broke off. So, what ended up happening was, when I turned the fuel on or off, here's the other side, this would not spin. So this was stuck in the off position. So, wow. So the oil did not hurt the pump. It was just the fact that my fuel shut off that has been broken since day one has finally gotten to the point where it doesn't want to work on its own. So I'm gonna get that rebuilt, call it a day. Alright, next day, did a bunch of bullshit without filming anything. So I got the starter off because that's shot. The alternator, I'm gonna want to get a new one because this thing's just, it's beat, let's just put it that way. Motor mounts are off, transmission is held up with a jack stand, fuel's off, fuel pump. I got the power steering pump, which I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet. If we're gonna get a new one or rebuild this one or the other. Bumper's off, everything's good to go. Head's over there. Let's see, fuel pump, that's still good. All the injectors, a little dirty, but they're out. Starters, I'm gonna get that warranty swapped, and that should be about it. You can see here this rod's kind of seized, and the other side it broke off. That's what's wrong with it. So we're gonna get that out of the way so I can bring this out, and then we will pull this engine real quick. So it took me a lot longer than it needed to, just because I wanted to get everything off, like everything, because I'd rather do it while it's in here than pull it out and do it. So the oil pan's got to come out. I got to drain the oil, but I want to burn that oil in the tank. So all right, start pulling, I guess. All right, let's see how it goes. Like I said, trans is supported. There we go. All the motor mounts are out, or should be. This one's up. I don't know why that one's not lifting up. There we go. Should be able to pull it out, and it will land on the motor mount, or on the, there we go. Why are you not on the jack stand? Oh, yeah. So I have the jacks. So I think this was just from it sitting. I don't think there was this much coolant in it, unless this is where the blow-by is coming from. And wait for it. Wait till the water gets out. It's a lot of water in the oil. I think that's just from it sitting overnight, though, with water in the cylinders. There we go. Oh, yeah, there wasn't much in there. Just a little bit of water. We're going to think I'm crazy, but I will burn that. I would definitely want to check the bearings after that, but there wasn't much in there. That would have evaporated after a while. So here's where we're at now. All right, got the clutch off. Pilot bearing's completely gone. Like, there's... here's the pilot bearing. You guys will see, to make a common rail adapter plate fit to a 12 valve. I've said this before, you can only use 6 of the 8 bolts because this one will be off a little bit. The hole's right up here, and then same with this. The hole should be up a little bit. So I will forever run this like this because it's not a problem, and I've never had an issue with it. But you can see there's a lot of oil back in here, and I don't think it's from the rear main itself. Looks like it might actually be from probably up here or the rear of the oil pan. I don't know, one or the other. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just coming in through here or coming in through here. Like this one probably, it's probably where it's coming from. But we'll get all that taken care of. So I'm gonna get this backing plate pulled off and then take the 2 stripped bolts out of the oil pan. This is where we are gonna call it. I'll get your guys' opinions, but yeah, so where we JB welded that spot right there, I can't get that bolt. So do that tomorrow. I got new billet ones that go in here, just like this guy here. So I don't know if we're gonna do the coolant bypass or not, but basically tomorrow, next video, we will take off the oil pan, check all the bearings, make sure they're all good, see how the rings are on the pistons, and hopefully everything's good. If none of them are broken, slap her back together and call it a day.